Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Andrea here, in case you haven't visited the channel before. I like to do a lot of makeup videos and sometimes DIY, but today I was in Walgreens and I passed some of these little gift sets that they had on a shelf. And there was like makeup palettes, there were like perfume palettes by Rihanna and like etc, etc. And I saw that Christian Siriano, who is a designer that was on Project Runway a long time ago. I remember watching that season and I loved him. He was like this cute, like one of the youngest contestants, just extremely flamboyant, and he was amazing and his work was amazing. He's created a lot of runway looks for celebrities and for what's considered plus size. So that's just a little background about him. So I was walking around Walgreens, I saw the shelf, and there was a set of makeup brushes with his name on it. Yeah, and it says Christian Siriano up here. And I was like, I didn't know that he was involved in makeup, or maybe he's not, and these just came out. So this is one of the little gift sets, and it says up here, $48 value for $12. And you can peel it off so the person you're giving it to doesn't realize that. But look at these like extremely long and pointy brushes. It looks like they're mostly face brushes. There's two beauty blenders, and behind this bow you can see there is a brush and comb behind there. I was just really interested because I feel like when I think of Christian Siriano, I think of very high end. So to have this set for $8, I mean, it's not completely unheard of to have, you know, a couple dollars per brush. I mean, you have everything from really expensive brushes, for example, the new Kylie Cosmetics $360 brush set that just came out that I know a lot of people are reviewing right now. And then there are things that are as cheap as Wet n Wild brushes, which I've had and I love, and those are like 99 cents for most of them. And then in between you have everything from like MAC and like IT brushes, Morphe, which is on like the cheaper end, but you know, that are really popular with some of these beauty vloggers. And so I was like, you know what, I usually stay away from these little gift sets because I feel like the quality is not typically there. Hopefully it doesn't make me look like a hot mess. So without further ado, let's get started. So before I begin, I just want to go over what is in here. So you get two beauty blenders, a pink and a black one. They look around the same size. And then on the back it says it comes with a blending brush, all over face. It comes with a contour and highlight brush, a foundation brush, a eyeshadow brush, but it doesn't say like what kind. So, okay. An angled contouring brush for the face, as it clarifies. Angled brow brush, an eyeliner brush, which looks like a flat angled brush, and a brow comb and brush. It has a cute, I mean, I gotta say, I do like this silvery bow, and like the light's reflecting so you can't really like see it as well. I just wanted to get a feel for these. They are surprisingly soft. I'm kind of taken aback right now. They're very soft. I like to dampen mine too, so I'm gonna do that, and perhaps they're small enough for concealer, so maybe I'll just do it under my eyes, but they feel pretty good so far. To start, I'm just using my Milani Prime Light to prime my whole face. Oh, I just dropped a beauty blender. For foundation today, I'm going to be wearing the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the color Caramel. Now, when I bought these, I thought they were on sale. It turns out that they weren't, but it's only $6 anyway. I couldn't decide whether I was going to be toffee or caramel, and this one turned out to be the better one. To apply, I'm using, this is kind of hard to get out, and there's still glue on there. I'm going to be applying the foundation with this foundation brush from the kit. It does feel soft to the touch, but it also feels very thin. So look at it, it's very thin. I mean, good size, I think. This handle feels extremely light. I don't know, it's just a little lighter than what I'm used to, so let's see how it works. It is very soft. I have to say the bristles feel like tapered so that it doesn't like feel harsh against my skin. To be fair, it's actually applying pretty well. I guess I'm used to thicker ones. I use the one by It, the foundation brush, and I have one by Elf, which is actually, don't mind it because it's dirty, but it's like this kind of like roundish brush. But the thing I do like about this is actually I'm able to get in the corners of the nose. Pleasantly surprised with this brush. Trying to get around here. I think I'm going to use this sponge for the concealer. So I'm going in with the CoverGirl Outlast All Day in medium. And all I really have to do is kind of go like this. I have to say, this is like a tiny bit, I'd say a tiny bit firmer than, let's see, like my Real Techniques. But not by much. And to the touch, they're very soft. They're not big enough to be like the normal beauty blender size, but this fits perfectly under the eye. Usually with the big ones I have to squeeze it like this. So okay, here's the thing. They are soft to the touch, very soft, but because they're like smaller and the curves are a little more, not egg shaped, but a little more sharper, I feel like it makes it not have kind of that bouncy feel on your face as much. So to set the makeup, I'm going to take their blending brush. It's the biggest one in the set, and it feels pretty soft, I gotta say. It's kind of dome shape, not too dome shape. And to set under the eyes, I am going to bake with the little blenders that it came with. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder blender here. Yes, and yes. Just dipped it in my powder. I love this for the powder, actually. This feels just as soft as the other one. They kind of curve around the face nicely. So far, I have no complaints. This says it's a contouring brush. I mean, maybe for cream, but even so, it's like really round and an angle. Plus, I already powdered, so I'm not going to go back in with the creams. This one we might have to just kind of skip. Come do my eyes next. It's the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And I'm going to try to use this eyeshadow brush. I still like, it's so flat. There's no curve to it. It's just like blunt. Like someone just went like this. And frankly, it just, compared to my eye, and you can see it up close, it is just like too wide. And I'm afraid my lash extensions are gonna like pop off if I get too close. Yeah, I don't understand this brush. I've never had anything like it. I just don't like it as a shadow brush. Yeah, I think that's it for shadow brushes. And then they called this one a liner brush, which is like, let me hold this up to a 99-cent Wet n Wild brush that I just got, which is an angled liner brush. So the white one is what I normally use for eyeliner, and then they call this black one eyeliner. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm gonna do my eye makeup off camera. Sorry, I was wrong, and this is also considered an eyeshadow brush, which is, like, again, huge, right? Am I crazy? I mean, I would probably use this for highlighter, maybe. However, I'm going to go in with this, the contour brush. Yeah. This is the contour and highlight. I think I would only use this for contour because it is pretty big. I mean, compared to like my cheek, I think with highlight it'll just get everywhere. And I'm taking my KKW Beauty contour powders, dark/deep dark powders. I'm gonna use both of these. I'm just going to blend it a little bit. This is very soft and flexible. So, I mean, I typically like a little more stiffness, not as flimsy for contour, because I feel like when you have at least a little bit of stiffness, you have a little more control of where the product is going. I'm feeling that when it bends, it's just kind of going like whichever way the stroke is, and just might be a tad bit harder. Does that make sense to anybody? I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not about it, but like it's so light that it's so easy for it to move around, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I like this for brushing away the powder because I didn't brush away the under eye before. This was supposed to be for eyeshadow, but clearly, like I said, it's like huge, so I'm actually going to do some blush with it. I'm just going to use the Milani Baked Blush. It's in the color Rose d'Oro, which I think is Rose Gold, in 02. So I just have more control where it's going. Yeah, I'm not doing a highlight because I'm going to do that in another video, but I think I'd actually prefer to use this in a highlighter. It's too big to be an eyeshadow, but not big enough to be a blush. But it still is like really soft. I'm just going to do my lips really quick. I have a Modus pencil in Cinnamon. Okay, for brows, I can use this to groom. It's a pretty big, I mean, look at, I don't know why they made these so big. I'm just using my brows with a pencil, just going over really quickly with it, because this is all I have with me at the moment. So I just went over in pencil, and it's a little dark for my taste. And I'm going to take the brush and kind of just soften that up a little bit. That's better. Yeah, I mean, this thing is pretty big. What I really need is like one of these. I mean, these do it every time. It's just, this actually came with my L'Oreal brow kit. The pomade. And for some reason, I'm not digging the size of that. I mean, maybe that'll work for your face shape, but for mine, it's just clearly not. Just go under here and just sharpen that up. Straighten that up. Final thoughts. For $12 and getting 2 sponges that I actually really like fronted the eye and to set the powder, I think they did a great job doing that. Like I said, they're a lot softer than I usually find these cheaper sponges, and I don't know, I like them for setting the powder. I like the shape for blending out concealer. It's still a little firmer than I would like for doing that, but as far as the rest of the face, no issues there. So the pros, I think, were, I like the style. Like, it has a really cool, sleek, almost like a matted handle, with the pointiness at the bottom, which I think makes them look cool as a set, and the fact that all the brushes are very soft. I'm assuming they're synthetic because, I mean, if you're getting real hair for, you know, $1.50 per brush, it's, you know, something's not right there. I surprisingly did like the way the foundation applied. It was big enough to cover a good amount of space, and the flatness surprisingly made it nice for me to get into, like, around my nose, but along the sides of my nose, and kind of down here where I needed extra coverage. I love the powder brush. A lot of my brushes that I use for my powder are a bit tapered, and I think since, given like how soft this is and the amount of space that it covers, I love the way that this was so easy to go like bump, bump, bump for powder and done. This one, like I said, I like the shape and the size for contouring, but I think mostly for sweeping the powder from underneath my eye. because it is very flimsy. I'm doing it on the face. While it was really soft, I feel like I was losing a little control because it was light, and because these were so flimsy, it's kind of, you know, kind of easy for it to travel in places that you wouldn't really want it to travel. This, I think, could work for like a cream contour, which I didn't have with me to try at the moment. And while it feels soft, I always feel like you have to be careful with dense brushes that are meant for moving cream or applying cream, because if it's too stiff, it will move the product around instead of applying it. Didn't get to try that one. Apologies. This is too big for eyes, this is too big for eyes, this is too big for eyes, and this is too big for eyes. While I think this one had a great purpose in being, you know, could be great for a highlight, these ones I just didn't really understand. This, I want to say I could use for like doing the under eye here and applying like just a little bit of shadow along the lash line. But as far as applying liner on top, like, just not really seeing that. So that's 8 brushes. It did say 8-piece set, but remember that it came with these. So that's like 10 products for $12. And given like, let's see, probably not this and this, like maybe this one. So I'd say, like, given that you get all that and then you end up using these and these pretty often, I'd say for $12, it's not a bad deal. So if you have maybe someone who is a beginner who is starting to get into makeup and they need some essential brushes for their face, this could be really good. I would say like, let's say 6.5 out of 10. I mean, I mark it down for the things like I'm not going to use, but when you spend $12 and you get all these things and you ended up using most of it, I feel like I can justify by saying, like, yes, that it's worth it, because you had all these other ones that are soft and fairly easy to use. So yeah, I think that's my final review for this. But for $12, I say go for it. Why not? Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked this, as I mentioned before, like and subscribe to my channel so you can see more makeup videos. And yeah, so I will see you all in my next video. All right, bye guys.